In a quiet forest, there lived a little white bunny named Mimi. He wasn't the fastest, couldn't jump very high and didn't sing very loudly, but he had one special gift, his attentiveness. Mimi loved to sit quietly by the riverside, watching the other animals play. Although he rarely joined in, he was incredibly observant and remembered all of their habits and routines. He even knew which bird would come to drink at what time, and which tree offered the softest breeze. One day, the little fox performed a dazzling backflip, the bear played a lovely melody on the piano, and the crow sang a beautiful song. Mimi sat off to the side, wondering, "They're all so talented, what am I good at?" He began to doubt himself every day. He tried to run, jump, and sing, hoping to catch up with the others, but each time, he would stumble halfway through or forget the lyrics. No one laughed at him, but slowly, Mimi stopped trying. Maybe I'm just not meant to be in the spotlight. One evening, Mimi met a small young squirrel who had lost his way and was trembling with fear. "Be in, I always forget direction," the squirrel said, "and so I'm so scared I get lost. Would you walk me home?" Mimi nodded. Although he didn't know the exact path, he had sharp ears and a great memory. Step by step, they avoided strong winds and slippery stones. After walking for a very long time, they finally reached the squirrely home. The squirrely family was incredibly grateful and invited Mimi to share a cup of pinecone tea. For the first time, Mimi realized that helping others could also be a gift. You didn't need to perform to be appreciated. In the days that followed, Mimi stopped forcing himself to practice things he didn't enjoy. He still sat by the riverside, but whenever someone was in trouble, he was always the first to offer help. He found a hat for a hedgehog, helped a frog catch flies, and guided a busy bee along a shortcut to its hive. Mimi smiled more often now. He had finally found his own rhythm. One evening, as the moon rose, Mimi sat by the river and saw his reflection shimmering on the water-ine surface. He softly asked, "The shadow, do you think I'm enough?" The shadow didn't reply, but stayed quietly by his side. Suddenly, he heard a soft cry from the nearby grass. A little hedgehog had fallen by the riverbank. One of its legs was stuck, and it was crying with wide, frightened eyes. The other animals wanted to help, but they were too big to reach him. Without hesitation, Mimi jumped in and gently supported the hedgehog, lifting him step by step back to safety. The water wasn't deep, but for the hedgehog it was terrifying. "I'm scared, I don't know how to swim," he sobbed. "It's okay," Mimi whispered. "I'm here, you're not alone." Finally, the hedgehog was safe. He looked up at Mimi with tearful, grateful eyes. "Thank you. You're the kindest and bravest bunny I ever met." That night, Mimi and Shadow shimmered and lit up the forest path. All the animals gathered around, not because he could jump high or sing well, but because he was gentle, kind, and willing to walk with others through their hardest moments. Mimi smiled. He finally understood. Everyone has their own light. You don't need to become someone else. Just being yourself is already something special. Now take a gentle breath. If you've ever felt like we're not enough, don't worry. The world does not need another fox or crow. It only needs the real you. You are already wonderful, worthy, and deeply loved.